Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday night, for I'm here. And at least Chris is there. At least Chris is waiting in the chat room, girding his loins. Well, he's putting the kettle on, so same thing really if you're a Brit, isn't it, really? He's probably having a fine cup of tea as he waits for the live stream to come underway, and now it's underway. So yes, here we are again. What should we talk about? I don't know. We do the same thing every week. Oh, Met Office has issued an amber snow warning with predictions nearly a foot of snow could fall in some areas amid -12 Arctic snap, as forecasters put Britain on alert for early winter with beast from the east. We're doing that again. In Andrew's in. Hey, so yeah, it's gonna be brr. It's gonna be brr out there, brr. So I'm just going to do Daily Mail website. We're going to do a classic coffee time. Look, this was Tuesday morning in the Scottish Highlands up at King Gussie. Look at that. Look. Oh, better move that window out of the way. So I've got to get me windows in a row. There we go. Brr. Brr. Let's look at the snow. Get ready for the snow. Oh my good. That's at Hartside in Cumbria on Tuesday. That's earlier today. Oh, look at that. That's Kirkland Lee. See, what I want is I want a nice little kind of cottage in the middle of the Scottish Highlands. So there you go. There is the yellow snow and ice warning. Remember, folks, do not eat the yellow snow. So there we go. So that's it. Brr, brr. Winter draws on. Indeed, it does. Meanwhile, record numbers of Britons are fleeing Starmer's Britain. Yeah, 257,000 people emigrated last year as Labour exodus grows. Mind you, I think last year they were also getting away from the Conservative Party, weren't they? So, hey, I'd leave if I could, but I can't because I'm too old. Renee's in, and Andrew says my record arrived all okay. You're right. There were 2 inserts. Of course I was right. I'd forgotten that though, because I just put it in the thing and I didn't check it. But that was me remembering getting it all those years ago, and there being some like press stuff in there. So, well, enjoy your record. I don't sell any old crap, even though people complain. I sold some of my son's cars, old toy cars, put them in a padded envelope, sent them off to the guy, and he complained that they were damaged in No, they weren't. They were like that. They were used. It was said so in the advert. Used toy cars, used, played with. I said in my description. So I had it out with him. I did. He left the negative. So I went, yeah. Andrew says, oh no, he's just talking to Renee. So that's it. We can end now. Good night, everyone. Now that Andrew and Renee said hello to each other, we can now stop. He said it was a very nice record, played well. Should be. I mean, if I remember, they were nearly new when I got them. Because I've still got the Claire Hamill one. I actually put that on Wednesday morning. You know we finished. You remember I showed you? Do you remember? Can you remember last week? Can you remember? All your so much better than last week's audience. I got Claire Hamill's final out because it was part of the same series, and I played that Wednesday morning. I did. I played it. Dog cam, no, she's not here, and I've got the door shut because brr, it's cold out there. So I don't know if you noticed, the door is shut and the dog is cast off. She went upstairs. Then I think they're watching I'm a Celebrity in the bedroom upstairs. Well, Herb was anyway. He's taken to getting in his gym jams and getting in our bed and watching I'm a Celebrity on our telly because why not? Use the facilities, I suppose. Treat this place like it's a hotel. And Alex is in. He says good evening. Good evening to you. Yeah, it's cold. It is. It's a bit parky today. It's the first time it's been like really cold. We've had it nice so far. It's been quite nice, and there are still some leaves on the trees, which is interesting or not. I don't know. Is it interesting? So, what do you want to talk about? So I was just reading the news. I was distracted. What do you want to talk about? Anyone got anything? Anything they want to discuss? Otherwise, it's going to be a short one again. You just come to sit here, watch me do nothing. Watch me look at the news. Andrew says, I'm getting back into 808 state. Okay. I wasn't expecting you to say that. That's a bit random, isn't it? 808 state. Yeah, I mean, it was all right, I suppose. It was all right back in the day, but not really my thing. So why is that then, Andrew? Why are you getting back into them? Is it nostalgia? What's going on? Are you trying to recreate your days raving? I imagine that Andrew was a raver. You know, he was there with his whistle and his gloves, you know, doing the thing. I can imagine that. I reckon that's our act. That's our act. Excuse me. I'll mute the. Don't know what it was. I imagine that's how Andrew spent his 80s and 90s raving. I need a hot beverage. There's no hot beverage. There's nothing to drink, and I'm drying out even as we speak. So Andrew, why are you getting back into 808 state? Very quiet out there. Very quiet. When he says, for the first time this autumn, it is also very cold here. Oh, so you've had it mild where you are too. That's interesting. I think, I must admit, I know the year isn't over yet, but I think we had a pretty good spring and summer and autumn. I think the months were very kind to us, and now the cold weather's coming in. I'm not a fan. Don't like it. My fingers are misbehaving. Don't like it very much. But you know. There you go. Alex says, watched the video today where a guy said no Black Sabbath. Said no Black Sabbath didn't event. Sorry. I'm going to have to translate this into English. Watched a video today where the guy said no Black Sabbath didn't event. I think he meant invent metal music. The Beatles did. No. And he began to dissect the song Helter Skelter. Do you think that's the first metal song? No. Oh, okay, by that logic, You Really Got Me by the Kinks is the first heavy metal song. Next. Look, of course Sabbath invented the genre. You know, yeah, there were heavy songs, but the mixture of the instrumentation and like the power chords that Tony Iommi was using, because again he was missing fingers from his hand, and he had little plastic fingertips. He played certain power chords, and that's why you get that heavy kind of sound. And then there's the actual themes that they use. You know, if the Beatles were playing power chords and, you know, riffing around blues scales and singing about the devil, then maybe I'd give it to the Beatles, but I don't. But just because a song's heavy doesn't make it heavy metal, you know. Does it? There's a whole thing going on there. Again, if you want heavy song, like I said, Really Got Me by the Kinks is heavy for the time because of the guitar that Dave Davis uses. Trying to think. So I always get the chronology. Got to get the chronology right. So I'm just getting onto the Black Sabbath Wikipedia page. Right, okay. If you want heavy and heavy metal, then you've got to look at MC5 and Kick Out the Jams, right? Which is in '69. It predates Sabbath by a year, right? That kind of has the same attitude, but Kick Out the Jams is more punk, is more proto-punk than heavy metal. Yeah, I hate the internet, and I hate people on YouTube who talk about music because they're all idiots. They're all know-nothing morons flapping their cheeks about music like they know what they're talking about. Who'd listen to them, eh? Who'd listen to them? These bloody morons who talk about music on YouTube. But no, it's just nonsense. So no, I don't think it's the first metal song. I totally disagree with that. But thanks for bringing it up. Thanks for bringing it up. You see, he's just saying that because he wants to feel special because he's lacking something in the brain department. You know, don't get me wrong, the Beatles were clever, but they didn't invent heavy metal, not by a long chalk. Chris asks, am I starting to feel festive? No. In fact, I'm the opposite. I'm in Grinch mode at the moment because everyone around here is starting to put out their Christmas lights and decorations, and there's one place just over the road, down the road there, who's gone full jingle all the way. You know, he's completely lost it. In fact, I keep seeing when I take the dog for a walk, I keep seeing he walks to the other side of the road just to look at his handiwork. You know, it's like, no, son, you're not even. And he put this out the other week, so it was only like the second week of November. You know, it's like as soon as the pumpkins start to decay, Santa Claus will come out to play. Oh, that's not right. You see, some of us, I mean, we tend to do it the first week of December, that's wrong. Because in old days, you know, it's all around 12th night. It's 12 nights before Christmas, and then you take them down 12 nights after Christmas. And that's the traditional way. So you're effectively putting up your decorations literally a week and a bit before. Isn't it a week and a bit? It's a week and a bit before Christmas. Yeah? So too soon. Too soon. No, it's not right. Don't like it. And Chris also asked, will Santa be visiting Lock Towers this year? Bloody hope not. I ain't got a chimney, you can fuck off. There we go. Am I allowed to say fuck off? I don't know. The YouTube rules change, don't they? They change. Payne's in. He hasn't fallen asleep this week. He stayed awake. Alex asks, I think it could be Rumble that invented the whole heavy sound. Alex, have you had a stroke? Maybe he's typing with one hand. and he is having a stroke, but not that kind of stroke, a different kind of stroke. In fact, that reminds me of something that happened on the internet the other day, but maybe we Payne knows because he read the comment on Facebook. I don't know what you're saying, Alex. I don't understand. I wish I understood. Rene says metal was invented in 1977 by, well, I think Black Sabbath also. Well, Sabbath were there at the beginning, weren't they? What about Led Zeppelin? I guess they were more R&B. Well, again, you know, heavy metal comes out of like the blues scale. I mean, it just gets credited to Sabbath because they introduced the whole occult, satanic side of things. That, you know, heavy metal, you know, it's not about, ooh, you know, I want to hold your hand. It's about, oh no, the devil's coming to steal my soul. So, you know, it's about the, you know, the lyrical themes that are in the songs, the album imagery. Just take a look at the first album sleeve by Sabbath on their debut album. You know, it's taking that Hammer House of Horror aesthetic and putting a groovy beat to it. That's really what we're talking about here. Yeah, they're heavy music and it's heavy rock. You get me? But that is heavy metal. You know, we're talking heavy metal. So it's Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath alone. There you go. Why would you want to steal heavy metal from Black Sabbath? Seriously. Why would anyone want to do that? You know, you've got to be pretty mean-spirited to turn around and say, oh, I don't think Black Sabbath invented metal. I think it was the Beatles. What kind of level of stupid do you have to achieve to get to that? It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty moronic, isn't it? Pretty moronic. Right. Andrew, oh, we've done Led Zeppelin, yeah. Owen says, Pluribus episode 3, very good. Look, it goes like this. Pluribus is alien invasion done the obvious way, right? Right? All the people on Earth, they're not going to want to stump anymore, because if you stump someone, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel being stumped, right? So no one's going to stump, and the whole planet is going to die out in a generation, couple of generations. Also, they're going to starve to death because nobody wants to kill any animals, and they're probably going to stop using pesticides, so the crops are going to fail. You're heading for a mass extinction event in the space of 50 to 75 years. That's what Pluribus is. Whoever sent the message did it to clear the way. It's the way of invading without actually killing anyone. Think about it. It's the sensitive way of invasion, and Carol has the ability to stop them by just getting emotional. We've seen her get angry, right? In fact, the other woman there, she was a bit angry, wasn't she? This is all about emotions, and that's why the mind virus doesn't work on them. I mean, there is a theory going around that the people that aren't affected by the virus are actually descendants of aliens who've already been on Earth. And maybe, just maybe, those people will have to repopulate the planet with fresh DNA. I don't know. I don't really care. But the people who haven't been affected are a bit grumpy, aren't they? I watched it and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a very, very slow burn show. And, well, you got me tenner for this month, Apple. I'm hoping episode 4 is going to be a bit more, you know. And again, Gilligan does slow burn. They did it with Better Call Saul. I mean, I enjoyed bits of that show, and in hindsight I think it dragged on too long and I didn't spend enough time with the Saul Goodman character, and his downfall was frankly ludicrous. This is somebody who is, you know, super smart and got plans, and he's defeated by dropping some diamonds in a dumpster because Why not? So yeah, pluribus. I don't know. The aliens or the people that are controlled by the mind virus are passive, and they will do anything to keep Carol happy. They have to keep her happy because if she gets angry or upset, it breaks the whole mind link gets broken. And if all those people, say the 13, all got angry at the same time, or happy, or ecstatic, or jubilant, or really, really sad, I think the link would be broken. And that's why they're trying to keep everybody happy, because it keeps them in a passive state themselves. Passivity is the way of overcoming everything. And if you think about it, to overthrow a passive nation is, well, it's just easy. You don't have to make any effort. So that's an interesting idea. Payne says, I thought it's only called heavy metal due to its origins in the industrial heartlands of the Midlands. Well, heavy metal is coined, oh God, is it coined from Burroughs? William Burroughs, isn't it? It's a I know heavy metal was taken from a sci-fi writer. Who coined the term heavy metal? The term heavy metal was coined by novelist William S. Burroughs in his 1962 novel The Soft Machine, and later popularised by Steppenwolf in their song Born to be Wild, which they say heavy metal music. I think they actually sing. There's a lyric there. Yeah, he describes a character in his book called the Heavy Metal Kid. So there you go. Oh, Heavy Metal Thunder in Born to be Wild from 1968. So is Steppenwolf the progenitors of heavy metal? I don't know. But Lester Banks used the term heavy metal to define this new genre of very loud, distorted rock music in his 1970 review of The Guess Who. So there you go. So, oh wait a minute, I can hear a hot beverage.
Yes.
Hot beverage. Thank you.
Go.
I'm a bit dry already. Thank you. Bit dry, but it's going to be piping hot. So, which band invented heavy metal? It's already filled it in. It's going to tell me. It says Black Sabbath is widely credited with inventing heavy metal. But they also give a mention to Led Zeppelin and of course Deep Purple. See? But let's give it to Sabbath. Come on. It's the attitude. It's the attitude. Payne also adds, I'm fond of Christmas, but it's November the 18th. Christmas doesn't start until about 2 weeks before the day. That's what I said. Alex says Rumble by Link Ray. Well, again, you got all these kind of songs that can be quoted, but I think it comes down. I think again, because oh God, when you look at like the new wave of heavy metal and things, people like Iron Maiden and bands like that, you can kind of trace their roots back to Sabbath, and Motorhead and bands like that. So, I'm just going to say Black Sabbath because why not? Ozzy died. Come on, let Ozzy and co have their heavy metal music. Come on, why are we squabbling over a known established fact just because some guy on some rando YouTube channel said the Beatles invented it? No, that's like saying the Beatles invented reggae because they did Obla Di Obla Da. Look, let's just be honest. The Beatles invented everything. That's it. Beatles did it. We know the Beatles invented prog music, so I suppose maybe we should just give it to the Beatles and be done with it. Payne says the lyrical themes of metal were in folk music too. And he adds, in 1973, ABBA did a song called Rock and Roll Band, which was heavy for them and included distorted guitar with feedback. But that wasn't metal either. But Chris says, Crazy Horses, you by the Osmonds. I have heard that song. Crazy Horses. And Andrew says, Steppenwolf, didn't they do Born to Be Wild? Indeed. Bruce chips in and says, I've heard some argue, not me, saying with the two blues based to be proper metal. Yeah, but all rock is blues based. All rock at that period, you know, from, I'm trying to think, it's only when you get into the progressive music area that the heavier side of it eschew the blues scale and use tritones and stuff like that. But before that, all the rock music in the 60s came out of the blues. That's a fact. That's a fact. And Ovie says Status Quo started off as a psychedelic band, didn't they? Those flirted with psychedelia to begin with, so not really, but we're sticking with Black Sabbath. Though I like the idea of Steppenwolf being the inventors of it, especially as they do quote, you know, Heavy Metal Thunder. Born to be wild. I'm glad we. Owen says the Osbournes, which was ranked, was class. Yeah, they did go on a bit, didn't they? I didn't cover it because it only upsets all the Roger Waters fans, and those guys are mad. They start going on about things like, you're pro-genocide, and it's like, yeah. If there was an actual genocide going on in Gaza, then the population figure would be going down, like it did, you know, in the Second World War. If you look at the population figures for the Jewish population, which was reduced by 2/3, you know, down from 9 million down to 3 million, with 6 million gone. Go and look; it's all there in Gaza. Population still climbing, but the UN and organised orgs like that reclassified the word genocide. Genocide was a word invented by a Jewish scholar to talk about what happened, you know, under the Nazis, but it's been retooled. Did you know they classify the casualties of the Ukraine-Russia war? Ukrainians are suffering a genocide themselves. No. This is civilian casualties of a war, and they're using a very loaded term to mean something else now. In the past, we'd say civilian casualties of war. It still has the same weight, it still has the same meaning, but this is it, and that's what the little Roger Waters fans with their little chubby boners come in and start going on about genocide, and I just go, oh, please stop, please. If they actually cared, if any of these cared about anything, and they don't, their hatred for the Jews is all encompassing, you'd be saying no more war in Ukraine, Russia, no more war of what's going on in Africa. Have you seen what's going on, you know, in Sudan and places like that? You know, no more war. It's really easy, but no, you've got to pick a side. It's really important you hate the Jew, right? And that's where we're at. And you go, Jesus Christ. If that nice Mr. Hitler would be alive now with his micro penis, have you read the story about Hitler having a micro penis and that's why he invaded Poland? I don't believe it myself, because I tell you, if that was true, there'd be an awful lot of angry men invading countries, wouldn't there? Because I imagine there's quite a few micro penises out there. But yeah, that nice Mr. Hitler would be very pleased with how things are going. He'd say, yeah, it's just like the 1920s out there. You know, if he spoke like that. He probably didn't, I imagine. I imagine he spoke like Charlie Chaplin for some reason. Andrew said, great film, Easy Rider, and the soundtrack. Yeah, good film. Was it Tony Basil appears in that, who did Mickey. You're Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind, hey Mickey. She appears in that. Got to keep your eye out for her. because she's older than time itself. Ray says, difficult question. What song of Marillion has the best guitar solo? Mine is the solo in This Strange Indian. Oh, it's easy. It's Easter. It's the only decent solo that Rothery's ever done, because he's like a Davy Boy Gilmore, wannabe. Quite a dull guitarist. Oh God, I've invoked the wrath of the Marillion fans once more. He's quite a dull guitarist, but that one, because it soars and swoops, and again, I think it's quite strong because it's that first album after Derek Dick leaving. I think they really kind of squeezed all the juice, all the good juice into that album. So it's Easter, the solo from Easter. Very good song. Very good solo. So there we go. They are touring. They are touring England next year. I think the tickets go on sale to Moz at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. not p.m. If anyone wants to go and see them do whatever it is they're doing. I don't know. They banned me from their Facebook page. I don't know why. Same as Yes. But then Yes follow me on Instagram. Huh? Why? I don't get it. Pains says, Tony Basil age check 82, indeedly. Whereas Frida from ABBA is 80. Oh no, there you go. But yeah. But again, there was a recent picture of Tony Basil. 2025. Let's see. That was from 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago is all right, isn't it? And she still looks like Tony Basil. That's the thing. It's amazing. Good cheekbones. Good cheekbones. Very good. Very good. That. If only we all look like that at 80 or 82 or whatever. But there you go. Woohoo. Easter, very nice one also. Yeah, no, I said so. My answer is the correct answer. I think you'll find. Clive's in. He says, hi. Hi, Clive. How you doing? How's it hanging? Good, good. Mind you, tomorrow we find out what the interstellar object is. You know that big thing that's coming. I'm going to find out what it is tomorrow. NASA, they've got some clearer pictures. Apparently they've got their Polaroid camera out, right? And they've taken a really good picture of it. So they're going to reveal all. Chris says the latest cash grab from the Floyd. Let's stick 2 parts of Shine On You Crazy Diamond together. Released today. Yep, new stereo mix. There's a rather fun, and I'm you know me, I'm not a fun guy. I've got to pull the quote up. This is my quote of the week. I've got to find it now. Oh, this is the only problem. When you post stuff, I've got to get the quote right. I've said many bigoted things against women, trans people, gay people, and immigrants. That's according to Sydney on Facebook. Hey guys, guys who follow me on Facebook, that was a fun post, wasn't it? So I don't have fun because I'm too busy spouting me bile on the internet. Don't remember doing any of that stuff. Might have been a bit cheeky once, but I don't remember any of that. But yeah, today, because he's talking about the Pink Floyd, they did a new stereo mix of Shine On You Crazy Diamond on it. Oh. Wish You Were Here is a dull album. I said it. It's a dull album. It's sandwiched between Dark Side of the Moon and Animals. But anyway, they did a good video. They did a good video this afternoon. I made my daughter watch it. If I can find it. Now I've got to find it. What do you mean I'm not signed in? Sign in. History. Got to look at the history. So I'm going to get there in a minute. Mute it. Don't want to get. During it, this new video, they had Noel Fielding from the Mighty Bush, doing a painting of Syd Barrett, which I thought was quite nice, and I enjoyed that. And you can watch as the song plays. You can watch him. Oh, I've just spoiled it for you. There you go. That's him doing his painting of Syd Barrett, which I thought it was good. That I like that. I found that fun and enjoyable. Like I said, I'm not here for fun and enjoyment. I'm here for misery and bigotry and hate. Look at me hating everyone. And I hate you the most. You know you are. So yeah, we've got that coming out next month, haven't we? I have, again, for those of you who don't follow the to-ins and fro-ins, the comings and goings of Lock Towers, I pre-ordered the version on vinyl that's full of liquid. Trust me, it's going to be great. I spent how much on it? On a single record that I already own. I did it for you guys, so we'd have something to look at, so 300 people can watch the video, because that's all YouTube's letting me have at the moment. 300 people. Thanks YouTube, really great. You know, I try not to be bitter and twisted and cynical, but thanks YouTube for doing whatever it is you do. So we're going to open that. I'm toying with the idea of the Blu-ray, because why not? But I ain't going anywhere near a box set, because it's too much to give them money now, because it's not the band, it is Sony. You get me? It's not the band, it's Sony who get the money. So yeah, don't like it. But I thought we'd do something to look at, you know. We'll celebrate it and look at a record, maybe do the Blu-ray. I haven't pre-ordered the Blu-ray yet. Maybe I'll do it closer to the time. I don't know. So yeah. Andrew asks, is it going to hit Earth? You mean the big comety thing? No, it's miles away. But there was some rumours that it might be extraterrestrial. Ooh. I don't think it is. I think it's a comet, but it's a comet made up of stuff that we've not seen before. I think it may contain, you know, some metals. Could be made of diamonds or something like that. Whereas normally comets are made of snow and ice, and that's why this one's making funny colours. It's making like isn't it making like a red colour or something rather than a blue cool colour? It's burning up a different way. That's what makes it interesting. And its composition is probably something that we've not seen before, so that's why I'm interested in it. But it would have been good if it was aliens. And I was hoping, because I said it was going to kind of intersect or come close to us near Christmas. I was hoping it was Space Jesus. That would have been good. That would have to everyone up, wouldn't it? Would have certainly shut those Muslims up, wouldn't it? Space Jesus come back. Oh, what would they have done? What would they have done? Imagine if Space Jesus accidentally landed in Iran. How would that turn out? I dread to think. But there we go. Oh, a little bit of politics, a little bit of religion there. But, you know. But imagine if Space Jesus turns up, right? But he's also Father Christmas. And he says, look, you got it all wrong. Space Jesus is Father Christmas. And I've got to deliver all these presents now. Imagine that. I mean, I've got beards. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Owen asks, Anthology 4 is released on Friday. Will you be buying it? Nope. I don't own any of the Anthology albums, as not really interested in hearing demos of songs I already own. It's a bit more than that. Again, for me, I'm looking forward because they've announced the broadcast. They're broadcasting it on, is it Disney? I think they're doing it on Disney Plus, and they released a trailer for it the other day of the new. Well, it's not new. They've rejiggered it. It looks all nice and shiny, and I have fond memories of the original broadcast and the original albums coming out back in 1995. It was 30 years ago, and I was at the height of my powers. Now look at me, I'm just nothing. I'm just some idiot on YouTube who's talking to no one. But yeah, I was at the height of my powers back then. They were good days when people paid me to work. Imagine that. And like I said, there's a nostalgia for it, which is really funny because back then there was a nostalgia for those people, for the 60s and the Beatles. But for young folk, you were at the middle of a Beatles thing for the first time, a release, album, songs being released, albums being released, videos being released, and the documentary. So you felt like it was your Beatles thing. This is my Beatles thing. It belongs to me. So I've got a lot of fondness to it. So I'm kind of looking forward to watching the documentary again, because I only watched it once when it was broadcast the first time. But again, fond memories of that. I said to V, "Oh, I'm going to make you watch that." So that's going to be good. I mean, I would have liked it if they'd have brought out a Blu-ray box set of the documentary. I'd have bought that. But I guess they want you to go on the streamers for that. Yeah, if money was no object, I would have bought the vinyl set, because that looks tasty. And those songs on there, yeah, they're demos, but there's some great stuff on there. And I've mentioned this so many times. There's a song on there. There's a version of Angel Bird Can Sing where the guys just break down laughing, and it's so infectious. And I remember if I was ever feeling a bit blue or a bit down, I'd put that on, and it always lifted my spirits. And memories of going in on the tube to work and that track coming on and just hating the journey to work, because I just hate the tube, and just being cheered by it. So yeah, but hey, if money were no object, how much is it these days? Because wasn't it like 300 odd quid? Beatles. It's Beatles. Anthology 4. There's also a book as well, isn't there? I mean, crikey. The CD edition's 94 quid. That can't be right, can it? For a CD? Is that right? Bloody hell. Mind you, the vinyl's 307 quid. For 307 quid, I expect Paul and Ringo to come round and tug me off. That's a lot of money. 307 quid. Wow. That's a lot of money. I wouldn't have minded. I'm looking at the sleeves now. You got me looking at it. I wouldn't have minded, but they didn't even. But Anthology 4 doesn't even match the style of the others. They've kind of put some really crappy, mashed together version of all of them and put 4 on it. I mean, that's just a bad bit of design. They should have kind of put the out. They could have done a mashup of the other 3 albums and not put a number on it, because the others don't have a number on. I can't stand this. Is lazy design. I'm surprised they just didn't use AI to create it. I mean, look at that. Isn't that uninspiring? Who designed the outer case? That is just so uninspiring. Jesus Christ! I mean, I just get AI to do it. Whoops. Bruce says Marillion were one of the run over to Blue Sky lot. I imagine they are very sensitive. Yeah, I guess so. Blue Sky. That's where everyone posts all their perverted stuff, isn't it? It's very bad. I had an account, but I don't visit. You know, I stay on X because I use X as like a news feed. But even, you know, it's not a lot going on. And Facebook's just like a gibbering mess. So I find all social media completely the antithesis of what it's supposed to be. You know, if you want, they should just start up a new one called Circle Jerk. You know, be done with it. And you know, I'm posting a jerk. Mind you, a lot of the people on Blue Sky are actually doing that. Bruce, oh yeah, we've done that. Blue Sky. See, this is good because I don't know what Marillion get up to now, because I can't see him on Facebook because they blocked me. They don't post on X, so I live in bliss. It's only when I get an email from them that I know when anything's going on. Suits me fine. That's how I knew about the new tour, because they sent me an email. I'm surprised they don't just put it in a fucking envelope and mail it to me with a stamp on the front. Here, Darren, here's what we're doing. Oh, they sent me a flyer in the post. I didn't do anything to insult Marillion. I didn't go on Facebook and insult. I wouldn't have minded if I had done. This is like the Mike Oldfield thing all over again. And did Derek William Dick block me? No, he didn't. So there you go. This is what I do not understand. Pain ads. I had to put my bigotry and hate on pause today because of the X outage. Also took time to do something useful like tidying up. Double win. Oh yeah, the outage. I only noticed because I was looking on a guitar website and I couldn't look for the thing I wanted to look for. I didn't even realise about X because I don't spend that much time on there. But yeah, can you believe it? I was looking for tuners, locking tuners, Grover locking tuners, and Cloudflare said, "Not today, Mr. Lock. You will not get your perverted jollies here looking at guitar gear." So that's how I knew about it. Ron says, "You went for liquid record, good man. Go careful with Swisser when you open it." Yeah, I thought we'd have something to look at, you know, because as Faith No More once sang, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it, you know. Payne says the big comedy thing is probably a big comedy thing. Yeah, probably, but we could still hope for aliens, couldn't we? It would be good if there was an invasion. I want to live to see an alien invasion, just to see what everybody does. I think it'd be great. Will they make us like stay indoors and come out and bang pots and pans on a Thursday night, like, you know, to placate our alien overlords? It's going to be great. Will we have to wear face masks? Payne says if something landed in Iran, they'd probably walk around it like they do that asteroid in a box in Mecca. Throw their shoes at it. Owen says, "I got the Anthology series on DVD. It's great, that. I know. And they've cleaned it up for Disney. I don't know if Peter Jackson's gone in there with his algorithms, but there's a new trailer. Go and look at it on YouTube. There's a new trailer and it looks sparkling. It looks absolutely pristine." Renee says, "The CD with the circle behind you. Who is it? What? That one? That one? That one there? That is. I don't know if it's still for sale. Wait a minute. I've got to find the website. We are talking about the green one, are we? We are talking about the green one. It is this. This is the Prog Awards special, Garden Party Unsigned, right? And I paid good money to be featured on this many years ago. This was, does it say when? It was presented with Prog issue 30, whenever that was. 2012 this was. This was back in 2012. I'm on there, look, there I am. There I am. Look, there I am. And I paid good money, quite a lot of money actually. I can't remember how much it was. It was a few £100 to be featured on it, because I was going to give it to my mum as a birthday present, but it got delayed, and then I didn't get. They were supposed to be interviewing the people. They were doing a special unsigned thing, and they were supposed to going to give you an interview in the magazine. So I thought, oh, that'd be good fun. I can, you know, try and get some of the music out there. But they never ever contacted me, even though I emailed Jerry Ewan a few times, and he knows me personally because we used to work together. And it never happened, and then it got delayed. The production got delayed, and then the CDs arrived after my mother died. So that's it. There's one copy left if you want to buy it. I don't know where it is though. Maybe I should take that down. Is it in my box? Did I put it in the box of discs? Shit. Where's my box of discs gone? Oh, it's under the desk somewhere. I might take that off sale, because I don't know if I've actually got. I don't know if I've got one. I know I sold 2. I better take it down just in the interim, because I don't know where I don't know if I've still got a spare copy. I'm talking about it like it exists. But yeah, that's the explanation for that. Hopefully that was the record you're talking about. Otherwise, I've just wasted a load of time. Andrew says the Jimi Hendrix album Axis Bold has been deluded. Has been deluded. Any interest? Very tempted to get it. Nah. I listened to some of it today. Funny enough, there's a new mix of it. There's a it's on. You can listen to it on the YouTube Music. There's a new mix of it, and again, it's one of those albums I'm not a big fan of. It's all right. Don't get me wrong. I love Jimi Hendrix. I think Jimi Hendrix is great. But everybody knows the best Jimi Hendrix album is Best of Jimi Hendrix. I mean, you're all weak folks. I much prefer Electric Ladyland over Axis, and I also prefer Are You Experienced over Axis. Axis, I don't know. It's a weird energy on that one. Yeah, it's all right, but I prefer the other two in that series to that one. So the answer is no. I ain't buying it. I ain't buying any of it. Rene says Steve H doesn't paint his hair anymore. It suits him. Yeah, he can't afford the hair dye. It's a fortune. And also, you've got to remember, right? You've got to remember the environmental impact. There are seals and dolphins, right, that are killed and washed up on shore whenever he dyes his hair. You know? And so I imagine Greenpeace had a word with him and said, Hogarth, no more hair dye. You're killing too much sea life. Yeah? And now he looks like his own granny. Well done. Well done. You look like your own granny. Well done. Oh, you're just saying that because you're bald. Nope. When I was, I can't remember now. When I was hit my late 20s, I said to the missus, long hair looks stupid on a bloke who's over 30, and I got my hair cut, and I had a nice business haircut, and then my hair started thinning, and then I shaved my head. But I'd already committed to the haircut before the hair started falling out, and I think men over a certain age with long hair look stupid unless you're living in the middle of the desert and you're wearing a tie-dye t-shirt, right, and you may be operating a meth lab. That's the only time. You've got to have a big beard as well. And listen to Grateful Dead. That's the only time I think it's acceptable for old men to have long hair. Otherwise, it just looks you just look your own granny. You know, Ned Sylvan looks like his own granny. You know, you can go through them. They all look like their own grannies. All of them. All of them. It's just the way it is. You know, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. I just wish it wasn't this way. But look at it. Look at David Coverdale, who retired. Looks like his own granny. Now, if he had a nice haircut, he'd look very distinguished. Maybe grow a beard. Look pretty cool. But no, looks like his own granny, especially with the teeth in. He really does. It's shocking. Shocking. Miner's in, he says, new mix of Shine On is a big skip for me. Didn't you want? Noel Fielding from the Mighty Boosh does a portrait of Syd Barrett whilst it's playing. Go and watch it. It's really cool. I liked it. It's better than having some no-mark on YouTube create some tribute using AI. They actually got somebody who can paint a picture of the subject. You know, it's called art, proper art. You know, get some culture. You know? Well, look, they want your money. Sony want to get their investment back, and that's where you start paying. So you better start paying. You better start giving them your money. You know, because they're not messing around. You know, I spent a bleeding fortune on that catalogue. A bleeding fortune. And here you are moaning, oh, I don't know. You're ungrateful. That's what you are. You're all ungrateful. Rene says, the green CD. It was that indeed. Good. He says, I know now why you were banned. What? I've just said it now. I didn't say it then. I've been banned by Marillion for years. I didn't say that then. I said it now. I was nice to him. Now I don't care. I don't care. Fuck him. Fuck him. Just a poor man's Genesis anyway. Owen says, there's a new interview with Giles Martin on Radio X where he talked about the work with him and Peter Jackson did on Anthology series. I watched it today. Oh, I'll have to find that. Thanks for the tip. I had a feeling that they'd rejiggered it because, well, the trailer looks like it was filmed yesterday, so that's good. So yeah, I think that's something nice to look forward to. Shame it's on streaming. Everything's on streaming these days. I mean, you know, I would have liked to have, supported that one if they'd have brought out a, I don't know, like I say, a Blu-ray box set or something. But oh well, these things happen. Miner says, yes, I do agree with the painting, and it's great. The mixes not impressed me a lot. Well, you know, you've got the original. You know, this is the thing. New mixes very rarely improve on the thing. They are just merely different aspects of the original. You know, remixing things is a folly. Just a folly. I think we can all agree on that. So yeah, shouldn't really remix things. Leave them alone. What's your favourite remix? Leave it in the comments box below. See, I'm trying to get engagement there. Trying to court the algorithm. Trying to make it YouTube like me. They don't. So there you go. I'm trying to play the game. I need to get a sponsor. I need to get some sort of VPN to sponsor me. Yeah, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Anyone want to talk? What should we talk about? We had a good run there. We had a fairly good run of topics, didn't we? That was pretty good, guys. I think we can keep it up. I need your help, but let's see if we can keep this trainer running. Yeah? Let's see if we can get it going, eh? No, okay. We've all gone a bit quiet again. It's that time. We've done nearly an hour. So I've worn you out. That's what's happened. I've worn you out. Uh-oh. I did enjoy the Split Ends thing that came the other day. I did an unboxing of it, and I've been listening to that over the weekend. That was good. I enjoyed that. That's it. I enjoyed it, and then I listened to it. Then the Blu-ray came, and I listened to it again. I think I've listened to it too much. Minus says some of the Genesis remix is great. Quadrophenia remix, is it any good? I'm not that familiar with the original remix of Quadrophenia, so I think again, I mean, I've got it on vinyl, and I think I sold the Blu-ray audio out of it. So I don't know. I mean, it's all right. It's a pretty good album anyway. It's not a badly recorded album, so I'd have to be a real Who fan. I'm one of those fake Who fans who just owns all their albums on vinyl, new pressings, mind, because I'm not that old. I might look it, but I ain't. I still want them to reissue Who's Better, Who's Best. That was the compilation that I got back in 1988. I think it was. I think I was working at Woolworths at the time, and I remember buying that because it came out and thoroughly enjoying it. That's it. I'd like them to reissue it on coloured vinyl for Record Store Day. I've said it now. Now it will come true. Last year I said about them doing Tommy, the soundtrack to the movie. It came true. So there we go. Andrew says, I think I'm going. Okay. No night. Have a nice sleep. Rana says, I think the new live stream time is okay for me. Now I can go to bed an hour earlier. Again, you've got to remember the punters are getting older. Everyone's knackered. Everyone's like in their 70s. They can't do it till 1 in the morning like I can. So we've got to get them tucked up by the witching hour. We've got to get them tucked up in bed with their cocoa and Horlicks. I said Horlicks. And Andrew's waving. There you go. And Minor says, oh, he's saying good night. And Dusty says, all my exciting questions keep getting shadow banned. Well, you're probably saying filthy, horrible things then. Ain't that a shame? Why don't you ask a nice question? Or shall I just block you now? Because if they're being blocked, and I've got the settings on minimum, so you must be doing the naughty. Ovi says, have you seen on YouTube the guy who compiled my favourite 10 seconds every Genesis song? It's interesting which parts other people like. No. And do you know why? Because it's a fucking list. And I hate lists. And I hate people who compile lists. I hate them. If you need to make a list of something, then you're probably a bit special, aren't you? You're probably a bit special. Oh, that bit, that cymbal crash in Can Utility in the Coasters. Oh, I love that. Can Utility in the Coastlines. I love that cymbal splash, don't you? And I put that in at number 6 in my list. I hate the internet, and I hate the people that use it to spread their stupidity. I hate them all. A pox on them. SB9000 says, very bland question about you talk about Roger Waters. I've already answered it. Yeah, again, sorry. It is a bland question. Well, again, they're entitled to their opinion. Waters is a loon. That's it. That's all you need to know. If a man gets up in front of the UN on behalf of Vladimir Putin, whose side are you on? Right? Whose side are you on? That's all you got. Don't worry about anything else. The fact that he got up in front of the UN on behalf of Vladimir Putin, who invaded a country, that ain't a good look. Forget everything else. Just concentrate on that. Yeah? That's all you got to think about. Chris says you should do a list of video of your least favourite lists. Well, that's all of them. All of them. I mean, do you enjoy lists? Lists are there for you to go, oh, I don't agree with that. And, you know, it's bad enough when I do a review and people get their knickers in a bunch, you know, when, I know, Stephen Wilson fans get, you know, rise up and start spitting blood. You know, it's bad enough with that, let alone putting it in a list, you know. My least favourite Stephen Wilson moments of the last 6 months. There you go. There's a list for you. Again, because we're living, we're still alive. Things change. Things change for me on an hourly basis, you know, on a daily basis, moment by moment, you know. So I find it very hard to sit and say, well, that's the best thing ever, right? I know that, you know, there are a couple of albums I really like. Night Song by Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan and Michael Brook. I really like that album. It's one of my favourites. Is it number one? I don't know. Could be. But there are also a lot of albums that, you know, I haven't heard for a long time. You put it on and you go, oh yeah, I forgot how much I like that. So I find it very hard to quantify the things that I like, you know. But I imagine these guys, you know, make lists of their favourite blowjobs, you know, or bowel movements or whatever. It is so anal. It's not even funny. I don't understand how you can work on that level. It doesn't. I don't get it. You know, I don't get it. That kind of maleness really is not appealing to me. It's not appealing to me at all. And I don't like men for that kind of anal retentive, you know, jibber jabber. You know, it's the land of the audiophile. It's that kind of mentality, and I don't think it's particularly healthy, and they'll probably end up, I don't know, murdering their partners, you know, if, you know, things start to unravel for them. It's that kind of lunacy. I think there's a lot of loons out there making lists of things. Sorry, it's not for me. I can only tell you about the things that I like and about the things that I don't like. That's it. I can only talk in broad strokes. I could do a list. I could do a list, but I couldn't put it in any order. That's the thing. It's putting it in order. I could say, here are some albums that I've remembered that I really like. But that's too vague, because men like that, you know, quantifying and you know, sequential. Oh, they love all that shit. But I can't do that. I can only talk in broad strokes as I remember it, because I might have forgotten something, and then it's an incomplete list. Then I've got to come on and make another video talking about the albums that I've forgotten about, or the films that I forgot this album. I've got to make another list now, and it's just dumb. I'm sorry. Maya says, yes, Night Song mentioned again. You see, I can remember that one. But I really enjoyed Mental Notes, the first Split Enz album. Again, it's not something that's on my mind, but when I played it, I thought, God, I really like this album. I don't ever get bored with this. This is really enjoyable. So, for a brief time over that weekend, Split Enz, Mental Notes was one of my favourite albums of all time. You just see how it works. I mean, there's an album out at the moment, which I don't know if I do. I should do a review of it, but no one's going to watch it. And I'm not going to talk about it, because then you've got the heads up. There's an album that was released last Friday, and I heard the single in July when it was out. There was a single come off it, and then there was a second single come off of it. And it is just the most wonderful record. You guys wouldn't like it, but it really, really does something to me. It does something to me. And I really like it, you know. But I know no one else out there is going to like it as much as I like it, because I'm not like these other guys on YouTube. I'm different, can't you tell? They made me wrong. I'm different, and that's why you come back. That's why you come back for more. You can't believe he exists, you know. So, you know, it's just the way these things are. Stein's in. He says evening. I still want to know what Dusty Records wants to ask. It keeps getting shadow banned. Oh no. Do 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 do. I mean, I've got it set to edit. Let me just have a look at the settings. Settings. Looking at the settings. All content. No. Recording date. Well, it's today, obviously. It always blanks out the stuff that you put in. Yeah, that one there. That one. Here we go. Moderation, basic. I mean, I could. Okay, I turn moderation off. We'll see what happens. There's got to be some moderation. I can't turn it off, can I? Oh, so have you got so SB2000, SB9000 is you as well then, is it? Have you got multiple accounts on here? You shouldn't really come on here with multiple accounts because I will end up banning one of them. SB9000, that you as well, is it? Okay, so we'll hide that guy. Ah dear. We're not doing that. That's just mental, alright? Renee says, I have a joint. Sorry, Dan. Well, that's probably all you people from the continent, from the Netherlands, with your marijuana. It's disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway. Oh man, I'm getting dry again. I'm as dry as a bone. Any more for any more? But again, you know, the Osbournes are outspoken. Jack Osbourne's on I'm a Celebrity at the moment. Anyone watching that? Okay. A dip in. Yeah, that's good. But did you hear about poor Gary Newman? His brother died after seeing him at a gig. And yeah, that's a bit of a sad thing. His younger brother died. So yeah, poor old Gary. And he's going to carry on doing the tour. You think, oh blimey, that's something to do, isn't it? Imagine how to do that. Just say no, indeed, Chris. Just say no. Just say no. Don't want to be like Zammo. There you go. There's an 80s reference for you. US lawmakers demand Andrew testifies as they vote on Epstein files. They've released the Epstein files. Or, as Jeremy Corbyn says it, the Epstein files. Because you've got to get the Jewishness in. Epstein files. You know. Because you know that guy who managed the Beatles? Brian Epstein. Do you remember him? Renee's justified his filthy drug taking. He's a junkie. He's a filthy junkie. Oh man. Oh man. Chris says, why not a song over Must Must? I just prefer it. It's better. It's more, Must Must is more traditional, and Night Song is more transformative because, again, it's the process. Michael Brook was using a digital system, a very early digital system, to like cut and paste bits of music and bits of singing all over the place. So it's a completely new way of assembling and making music. I mean, now it isn't. It's what people do all the time. But back then, when the album came out, it was just a new way of doing things. and there's a very good interview. Oh, now you're going to make me go and find the interview. Oh, there's a really good interview with Brooke in Sound on Sound magazine. Where he talks about from June 1992. Oh, is it 92? Well, here's one. This is from July 1995. And you can read about how he did the things he did. And I remember reading it at the time because I used to read Sound on Sound at the time. And here's another one from 92. T-Dog said the Zam Overdose set was filmed at my brother's school and he was an extra in it. Well, my uncle was an extra in Scum, and he was employed to pull the radiators off the walls during the riot scene. You can see him very briefly. There you go, Uncle Keith. There you go. Rene says, love you too, Darren. I love you too, Rene. Very kind of you to say. Very, very kind of you to say. You know I'm only joking with you. It's my British sense of humour. You come here for the lols, surely. Come on. Everyone comes here for the lols. But yeah, the Epstein files. Epstein files are being released. I hope I'm not on them. Imagine if your name's on the Epstein files and you've got no recollection of ever being on Epstein Island. God, imagine that. Did you ever get that when you watched Crime Watch? They'd do the Rogues Gallery, and you'd sit there worrying that your picture might appear for some reason, or there'd be somebody that looks like you in the Rogues Gallery. You'd be going, "Did that ever happen to you?" That was just me then. I always worried that they were gonna haul me in. So yeah, anyway, those two interviews with Michael Brook, good read. I think it's the 95 one where he talks about the editing system used on Night Song. And yeah, I think it's just, again, it was a visionary way of making music. It was melding Western and Eastern music together in a way that had never been done, and it's never really been done since, because Brook, he did a bit of that with what's the album? I've forgotten the album. The Zozi Brothers album, Assembly. That was the last time he did that, and it was that 2002? So that was the last time. Zozi Assembly. Yeah, 2002 he did that, and that's the last time he did the similar thing where he took, that one was African, and so he took African music and he put it through the Michael Brook, Western filter, and created something quite vibrant and interesting. And it's just a different way of doing things, and it creates new kinds of music, and I think that's really interesting. We've got all this technology, and we get stuck in ruts. I'm guilty of it. We get stuck in ruts of doing the same kind of thing. I mean, when I was a younger man, I've done it recently on the last one. Dog barking. I often dip into the world music sound palette, because I love all that kind of percussion sounds and things. But I guess some people would say that is a cultural appropriation now, whereas I see it as an appreciation of other cultures, and I'm expressing my love for them rather than stealing anything. But we live in strange times. We live in very strange times, but yeah, it's just a different way of doing things, and it was exciting and vibrant, so Yeah. So that was that. What was that? I've only got 10 minutes to do, and we've done an hour and a half. Any more for any more? Or should we just end it early? What do you reckon? We could just end it early. Oh, it's very quiet out there. It's gone very quiet. Any more for any more? Just say no, indeed, Chris. Just saying no. Just saying no. Don't end up like Zamo. Or it could be worse. You could end up like Danny Kendall. That could be worse, couldn't it? If we're doing Grange Hill. Chris says, saw the Penguin Cafe the other night. Oh, where did you see them? Was it in Walthamstow? Or were they playing up north or something? Minus says, I think it's because of the internet. Everyone can express their feelings about culture so they're easily to judge something. No, Minor, I think we were all like that. But we had things called pubs. You know, people used to sit around and go, did you see that? Did you see that film the other night? Did you see that? A load of crap. And people used to have spirited conversations. What about that match? Did you see the match on Saturday? Oh, I can't believe what I was seeing. People have always had an opinion. It's just now you can read other people's opinions, people that you wouldn't necessarily be associated with. You know, mad people, disturbed people, you know, dangerous people. The thing about the internet is it's allowed many disturbed people on it and glorified them, and that's the worst thing. Whereas us normies, we don't get a look in. I'm not crazy enough. I've not done anything sick enough to warrant the attention. So, Gates said, "Oh, blimey, up north then, blimey." I didn't think they I didn't think you had kind of music up north. I think it was all, you know, it was all whippet racing and flat caps and black puddings at dawn. Chris says, yeah, and if you were talking bollocks, someone would be sat next to you to tell you were talking bollocks. Exactly. There would be, like I say, a spirited argument about it. And you go, what do you know? You know, it was the same with politics, and you know, you'd sit around and either talk politics or not, because somebody'd say, "Let's not talk politics tonight, lads. Let's have fun. Let's have a nice evening." You know, that was what it used to be like. And then afterwards, on the way home, you'd go, "You're my best mate," you know, and that's how it used to be. But now everyone gets on the internet and everybody hates each other because, well, because they're stupid, because they don't have any real friends. Like me, I don't have any. Well, I've got the dog, I suppose. Those rotten kids. Bloody kids costing me a fortune. And Minor says, yes, that's what I think it is indeed. Chris adds, whereas on the internet, you've got 1,000 bots agreeing with you. The dead internet theory, which we're heading frighteningly close to, where all the content will be made by bots and AI, and all the replies will be bots and AI, and there won't be anybody actually human partaking it, or the humans will be using it but no one will see what they do, a bit like my YouTube channel. I'm niche, very niche. Earlier when I was cooking, some fat sprayed in my eye and I'm worried I'm going to get a very bad eye infection because it's stinging like a monkey. Is that the right term? Stinging like a monkey? We've invented a new one here. Renee asks, what time do I usually hit the sheets? You don't want to know. Let's just say you've all been in bed a long time. Because I've gone a bit mad. Do you know that? I'm mad. Because a long time ago, something very bad happened at 3:20 in the morning. And so I like to stay up and make sure nothing happens bad at 3:20 in the morning. So you get the idea. I exist on very little sleep. That's probably why I'm a type 2 diabetic, because my body is taking a pummeling. But hey, you know, that's the way it goes. Alex says, the Beatles are from the north. Yeah. Were they really? Were they really? Chris says, we can ask ChatGPT to make episodes of Prog Review. Well, you've seen the AI Darren, haven't you? Yeah, you've seen AI Darren. Oh God, I can't remember what service I'd used. AI avatar generator. No, person AI generator. I can't remember which service I used. Trust me to forget how I created it. Hey Jen, that was it. I remember now. Hey Jen, welcome back. I do have an account. I just forgot who one was. There we go. Verify me in then. Right, here we go. Right, here we go. Desktop window. This isn't me. This is a virtual version of me. And look. And let me just get the
your collective brain boxes, and to come up with your suggestion for the next review poll and leave a post with your ideas in the comment box below. I'll then pick the first 4 suggestions and create a new poll, which everyone will have a chance to vote on. The winning album will be the album that I will cast my beady eye over. I really want to see those album suggestions, so get in quick if you want a chance to make me your review monkey once more. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta.
There you go, and that's that's a virtual version of me. And yeah, we can create a new one. Create a video. So I've got to concentrate. I don't know. I've forgotten how to use this actually. So how do we do the? I think I've broken it. It's all gone wrong. Oh blimey. Type my scripts. This is a random set of words that I've written to entertain my viewers on 18th of November 2025 in the live stream, because I'm not real. Right, how do we make that work then? Generate demo. Call it demo. Submit. And it's doing something now. It's not. It's doing something. It's generating something. We can see what it generates. But you have to load yourself in. You have to like put in a couple of minutes worth of video and audio, and it creates a digital version of you. And here we go. Is it? It's 13% done. So 34% done. Come on, takes a bit of time. It's done it as one of those kind of narrow videos. Oh well, we'll figure it out. It is uncanny. When it says rhythm and cannabis, very good combination. Oh dear, he's hit the drugs again. Minus says it's funny if the next episode suggests my computer would be Love Beach. Well, it was the anniversary of that, wasn't it, the other day? Norman says, hi Dan, I've been using your ambient works as sleep aid recently. Hope you don't take offence. No, that's the thing. I created an ambient music generator to help with my daughter's sleeping during COVID era, and I can't remember where I put the video. There is a video of it somewhere. I don't know if it's on my music channel, on my other music channel. Bear with me, and I'll give you the link because you can go and watch that. Because what I did in OBS is I created a way of layering loops and whatnot and video, and so it randomly generates live stream stuff. I can't remember what I called the file. Maybe it was generator. Nope. Ambient. Nope. Where did I put the video? Oh, that's the one. I remember now. Nope. Maybe. Oh dear, maybe it's on this channel. Where did I put it? It's out there somewhere. Oh god damn. It's what happens when you forget. We'll never know. There was a video. There was a video once. Honest. Oh, I'm losing the will to live here. You know when you're looking for something and you can't find it? Do you ever have that problem? I do. I've got to go back to, oh god, 5 years. Oh, I'm never going to find it. Manually looking for videos. Nope. It's gone missing. Where did it go? Oh, maybe it's under live stream. Of course, it might be under live stream, you plonker. Here it is. Here it is. Here is. Here is. Wait for it. 11 hours of ambient music. And this was generated randomly, including the images. And enjoy. Right, yes, yeah, so we're back in the room with the thing. It's generated the video, and I'm just getting it up get the video up. And come on, HM. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, here we go.
This is a random set of words that I've written to entertain my viewers on November 18th, 2025 in the live stream because I'm not real.
So it's done a little 10-second video there.
This is a random set of words that I've written
and that's
to
not
entertain my viewers on November 18th, 2025 in the live stream because I'm not real.
That's not me at all. Weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird that you can do that? But no, I don't take offence, so hopefully you enjoy that. It's got pictures. It's got pictures, but no, the ambient stuff is designed to put you in a comatose state. I pride myself on being able to put people to sleep. Just using the tone of my incredibly dull and monotone voice, you will now relax. You will now count backwards from 10 to 1 and descend into the darkness of infinite sleep. Night night. It's as easy as that. Chris says, we know if it was AI, if it made a sycophantic review of Stephen Wilson. Like this, yeah. The thing is I was going to do that. I was actually going to do that for the overview. I was actually going to generate an AI version of myself, but I came up with the 2001 skit instead. I was going to do AI Darren, and then green screen me interrupting myself, going, "You're an imposter." No, I'm not. It was going to be like that, but you know, I don't think it would have translated well because you'd have just thought I was doing both of me because it looks so realistic. So I did 2001 one instead. Chris adds, let us abandon all pretense. Stephen Wilson has not merely released an album, he has delivered unto humanity a revelation. He is Space Jesus, that last album. And Chris says, it is the moment when the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, when the astronaut sees the earth from above, when the chosen one pulls the sword from the stone. Before this album there was ignorance, after this album there is Stephen Wilson. There is only ever Stephen Wilson. He is the beginning, he is the end. May we all bow our heads in shame and reflect on the sins that Stephen Wilson died for. He died for our sins. Oh, wait a minute, he's still alive. Sorry, I felt like I was dying when I listened to his last album. That was it. Renee says, well, I'm going to hit the sheets that night. We'll have a good time and, you know, don't smoke too much dope, you know, because it's not good for the old grey matter, you know. You can get cannabis psychosis. I'm just warning you. You're probably a bit too old for it now, but, you know, have a lovely kip and we'll see you next week. And play with your rhythm box. I'm looking forward to your Renee's reggae album. I'm really looking forward to that. Norman says, oh, fantastic. Thanks. Nice. All right, enjoy it. Again, it's something I keep meaning to pull out of the box and revive because I've got all the files and I keep thinking about adding to it because the way the process works is as long as you're playing in the same key or in sympathetic keys with the bass tracks, there's no reason why you can't add literally hours of all these little bits and then run it and it just becomes evolving. It's not like what Eno does. Eno does all this in software. I manually record all the bits, so all the keyboard bits and the guitar bits and the bass bits and the sound effects. There's birds tweeting and whatnot and water sloshing. I record all that stuff and I load it in, and there's different lengths, you know, so it fades in and out and kind of swooshes all over, and I think it's really quite effective. And it all works using OBS. I've got it all loaded in here, you know, and I've got, you know, I love trying to create the visuals and, you know, firing up my lava lamps that I've got to create, you know, things that are relaxing. And my daughter used it. She had trouble. She had real insomnia, like I said, over, I think it was probably the whole COVID period, and I created a channel specifically for it, and I created all these different versions of it that she used to watch. She was my only viewer, but it used to send her off to sleep. So so that's that. And if you want to listen to that, if you really want to, if you want to listen to that stuff, again, hustle. There's no hustle really. If you want to listen to it, is it volume 4? I can remember. Yeah, volume 4 of A History of Bleeping and Droning. Features that music, so yeah, you can listen to it. There you go. Where are we? Chris says, if you ever discover Suno, Stevie Boy will release an album every day. It's quite compelling. I was playing with it the other day, but maybe we'll do that next week, because I loaded a track into it, and it's, again, even Pete Townsend in a recent interview, he did a TV interview, and he said he thinks it's great. He said he's put some old demos into Suno, and it just makes suggestions that he wouldn't have considered. And he says he's thinking of using it as a co-producer, similar to what I've been using it as. So I think, again, if you've got ideas and you don't know how to finish them, or you're just looking at a different way of kind of coming at it, I think it's great for that. But everyone else can now create music better than yours, because they've basically got hands on professional musicians and tracks that you could put a demo in it and it just makes it sound like a finalized recording, and it's like, wow. It's powerful stuff. But I don't know, I think it can be it's a very interesting tool, but unfortunately it's gonna I played some stuff to the missus and she says, yeah, it sounds great, but it takes all of you out of it. And I said, well, sure, that's got to be a good thing, isn't it? If it removes me from the actual recording, isn't that a good thing? But yeah, it removes all the human foibles and all the stylistic bits that you put in, and makes it sound like it's a studio demo from proper musicians. And that's interesting, and it can be thrilling, but it's also terrifying at the same time, because it means, well, what's the point of doing it? Well, what is the point of doing it? We live in post-cultural times, so music and, well, now video games are dropping off, movies are dropping off. Hopefully one day our culture will have a renaissance, and they'll want the wandering minstrels and the writers and the actors and the artists. They'll want us back again. But until then, we've been supplanted by the great AI. So there you go. Norman says the 4 volumes have been listened to on Spotify. Hopefully it helps in some small way. It's really beautiful stuff. Norman, it doesn't. Spotify pay me nothing. So it doesn't. If you want to help, listen to it on YouTube Music, because at least they give me a micro penny. Spotify like to give all my money to Taylor Swift. I'm not joking, look it up. But I don't do it for the money. If you are getting something out of it and it's really helping you, then seriously, that's payment enough for me, because that's great. I don't do it for the money. Otherwise, I'd have starved a long time ago, wouldn't I? But I'm really pleased that you like it. That's really nice. That's really nice. Fantastic. It's really put a spring in my step. Thanks. Paul says, good evening, Dan. I bought all 4 volumes of this. It's great for relaxing in bed. See, Paul does it. He bought it, There you go. because you can get it off of there. You can get it off of iTunes. You can get it on YouTube Music. Everyone but Spotify. Spotify are evil. But I'm in that kind of conundrum. If I take all my music off Spotify, then people like you, Norm, you won't hear it. And I don't want to deny that of you. Yeah. So I'm in that kind of rock and a hard place. Spotify is a great platform for discovery, but it don't pay. So I'm just glad that you're enjoying it. So carry on. Chris says Suno though only makes things that sound like modern production, whereas in Udio you can make things that sound like old recordings. I did not know that. I'm new to all this. I just fell into Suno because it seemed easy. I wanted an easy thing, but I will check out Udio. I'm gonna check that out now. Udio. Udio. AI music generator. Oh, okay. Start creating. Create any song. Just imagine it. Okay. How much is it? That's the big question. How much does this cost? Sign up. Yeah, but can you actually upload your music into this? Start creating. Describe your song. You see, I want to upload my music. I want to upload my music into it. I don't want to just use a prompt. Okay. The thing about Suno is I upload my music into it and it does funny things to it. But I'll check it out. I'll have to check it out. Thanks for the tip. And Chris adds, in Udio you can make a song sound that sounds like circa 1980 Ultravox. In Suno can I make a synth song that sounds like it was recorded yesterday? Can you actually say make it sound like Ultravox? Because you can't do that in Suno because you can't put any bands in there. See now, I wasn't going to do this. I was going to end because I've got to take the dog for a walk. But now I'm going to jump in and very quickly see if I can do that. Library, create, persona, my persona, create new persona. Name. I'll be with you in a minute. Okay, I've got a prompt. Just got to go back. It's Suno gone. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, but I'll have to come back next week because time's getting on and the dog's probably got her legs crossed. She needs to go out. But what I'm going to do is in the interim period, I'm going to create a synth pop song in Suno using my own stuff. But I need time. It's a little bit more complicated than I realised. All right, but I'm going to come back next week and rise to your challenge. I'm going to call it a night there. Hopefully you've had fun with all of this. We'll do this all again soon. It was quite a good one. Thank you for everyone who took part, and thank you to everyone who's going to watch this in the future. Again, I can't do this without you. I do need you here on a Tuesday night to urge me on, urge me forwards. Otherwise, it's a lot of me sitting here looking blankly into the camera, and nobody wants to see that. Least of all me. So yeah, thanks for everybody who popped in. Thanks for everybody who's going to watch it on the rerun. And yeah, we'll catch up soon. Remember, if you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, stay off the Epstein list. But yeah, don't tell your mother. Night night.